Do you have a puffy face? Bags under your eyes? A double chin? Do you wake up feeling still tired? Or are you chronically tired? Maybe you have brain fog. Oh, and did I mention you're not sleeping very well? You might actually have a problem with your lymphatic system. And if you don't know what that is, stay and listen, because I'm going to show you exactly what I do to help support my lymphatic system to make sure that it's draining properly. Now, you might be asking yourself, what in the heck is the lymphatic system? Well, the lymphatic system is actually just a fancy word for your brain's lymphatic system. Yep. Your brain has its own specialized lymphatic system. And if you remember, our lymphatic system is what brings waste products, toxins, it breaks down infections, it does all of that out of our cells, away from our tissue, breaks it down, kills it, filters it out, does what it has to, and then returns it back to the blood supply. Pretty cool. So imagine if your brain's lymphatic system that's supposed to filter, destroy, get rid of all the bad stuff, isn't working. What do you think might happen to your brain? Well, unfortunately, our brain's just not going to be able to function at the level that it should. And for some of us, that might mean that we end up with brain fog, or it might mean that we are very tired. It might mean that we get confused, or it could mean that our emotions are not quite in check as they should be because we just don't feel good. So other than the whole feeling part, we could end up seeing fluid retention in and around our head and face. Specifically, a lot of times it can end up being around our eyes, our face in general. So if our face is just more round and puffy, or if we have a double chin, that generally tells me that we're not draining the way that we're meant to. Now, the thing about the lymphatic system though is it only drains when we sleep. So if we're somebody that we don't get good sleep, or we don't go to sleep at a decent hour, we stay up super late, then we have a hard time falling asleep, and then we wake up and do our day because we're busy. Hate to tell you, but the likelihood is your brain's not draining as well as it should. And the reason that is, our lymphatic system only drains at night while we sleep, specifically during deep sleep. Yep. What ultimately happens is the cells in our brain change shape. They ultimately change size in order to change the pressure so that that toxic waste product that was created from the day before with thinking and, creating nutrients and energy and all that kind of stuff that your brain needs, because it's a powerhouse. It requires a lot of energy. If we don't clear the waste products from the day before, we're going to have a hard time learning tasks. We're going to have a hard time implementing. We're going to have a hard time just functioning at our best. So some of the ways that I try and monitor my sleep is I use a sleep tracker. And the sleep tracker ultimately will tell me how much REM sleep I get, how much light sleep I get, how much deep sleep I get. And it's interesting because what I have found is when I don't get enough deep sleep, I am a very different person. And it could be that I'm getting enough sleep, like I'm getting 8 hours, but my deep sleep, if I'm only getting 30 minutes, it is not enough to actually rejuvenate me. So the next day I do feel a little sluggish still. My brain is not as sharp as it should be. So what I use is I use an Oura ring just because it's easy, it fits on my finger, and I love that I can turn on and off the Wi-Fi, meaning I can have it turned off during the day so it's not transmitting, EMF the whole time. This is what I use. You can ultimately use whatever you like. But one thing that has helped me to figure out, okay, I do need to implement a nighttime routine is so that I can function my best the next day. So let's talk about what is it that I do in order to help support deep sleep and drainage. Well, a few things. The first thing that I do is I will wear blue blockers during the day. So I wear my yellow ones during the day while the sun is up, and then I have an orange pair that I will wear at night if I'm still going to be on electronics, whether it's watching TV, working on the computer, on my phone, whatever it may be. But the reason that is that starts to set my circadian rhythm. It starts to wind me down. The other thing that I absolutely do at night, we're just talking about at night, this is not everything that can be done during the day, is I will open up and support drainage by clearing specific lymph nodes to ensure that my brain can drain properly. So let's go through these. The very first that we're going to do is our termini. And as we clear our termini, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video on the termini, how to open it up, how to decongest it, because it's not really opening, it's decongesting the area. But this is where all of our lymphatic fluid drains, even the lymphatic fluid from our brain, the lymphatic system. So we're going to do anywhere between 10 and 50 pumps. From here, after we do this, what we're going to do is we're going to go do our tonsillar nodes. If you don't know how to locate your tonsillar nodes, you can go and watch the video on your tonsillar nodes. But we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna do anywhere between 10 and 50 pumps. And you're gonna determine how many you do based upon you. If you have a little more congestion, if you have swelling, if you have more symptoms, yes, you still need to do this if you've had your tonsils removed, but you're gonna determine how many you do. Now, you may get a tickle in your throat that can be an indication that you're getting things moving. Next is our ear. So I go in front and behind my ear and I am gently tractioning down. This isn't a big movement. You can see I'm not like yanking skin around, and we're gonna do the same thing, anywhere between 10 and 50. I am using Spock hands. So I'm ultimately using the front and back, and I'm doing it at the same time because I'm all about let's save time. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the base of my skull and I'm going to gently open up the lymph nodes behind my skull at the base of my neck. So it's gonna be right here. And this one is my favorite. I love this one. This one just feels so good. But I'm gonna do anywhere between 10 and 50 of these just to help loosen up, one, the muscles right there, but two, clear the lymph nodes so that everything can drain at night while I'm sleeping. And then I will go and re-clear my termini. I'll do a couple gentle pumps, and that's what I do to help ensure that my brain at least has the capability of draining, that the lymph nodes aren't congested, preventing proper drainage. Give this a try, be consistent, and then let me know, let's say in a week or two, how your sleep is going. Are you waking up feeling more energetic, more rested? Do you have clearer thinking? Do you have less puffiness in your face? All of those things are very possible, and I'm excited for you to experience them. As always, thanks for being here, happy draining, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more tips like this.